And welcome into another edition of the Redhawk Report. We're joined by Juliana Walker, guard for women's basketball. Juliana, thanks for joining the show.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Tacoma's own, right? Out of Annie Wright, one of the best players in Washington high school history. What was that like, obviously going to Syracuse first, what was that like, that recruiting process when you're like, okay, I'm kind of a big deal?
Well, it got a little crazy just because COVID happened, so that process made it a little bit more difficult. But really, just playing out there on the AAU circuit helped a lot. And to be honest, I never really thought I was too big of a deal. I've always been pretty humble. But yeah, once I announced that I was going to Syracuse, I was excited. So it's an exciting place.
Coach Sky wanted to bring up, because you obviously had a prolific high school career. Do you know how many points you actually scored?
No.
2,834. I looked it up. Right behind Haley Van Lith over there at LSU. But did you have a chance to play against Haley at any point in the circuits?
A couple times. We played each other a couple times in high school too, at state. Her team obviously beat mine to advance to the next round, but it was always great competition. She's a good player. I'm a pretty good player, so it was always fun to go at her.
Do you like playing, again, like that competitive drive, and you're like, oh, top players, I want to play against them?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's always a good, like, measuring stick even, just the competition. So you're at Syracuse, then it's time to come back home. What was that decision like to come here and play for the Redhawks?
It wasn't too hard of a decision. There's no place like home, so I was like, to the Redhawks.
Yeah, we're obviously very happy you came to the Redhawks as well. Obviously being home is a big factor, but what were the other factors that you're like about the university or the program that really attracted you?
The communications program here is pretty well, which is what I'm majoring in, so that was a big push too. Yeah.
That's big. You ever think about being a color commentator one day? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I did.
Hey, okay, so that's good. Now you're here in the first year of Skylar Young. You obviously were dealing with an injury to start the season, but you came out just knocking down threes now that you're back on the court. What was it like to finally be back out there?
I missed it, being out. It's definitely hard. I've never experienced that before, so that was tough, but I couldn't have scored or did any of those things without my teammates, so it's really thanks to them for finding me. And we got Maya down there in the post just throwing out passes and finding us. So
do you think now you're in kind of a role where you're like, I'm a veteran leader, on this team? Mm-hmm. It's still a fairly young team. A lot of the names are mostly underclassmen. Talk about you, Peyton Howard, kind of being the upperclassman. Yeah. What's that like being a leader?
I wouldn't say, maybe it's a bit of a challenge. I was a leader as a freshman on my high school team, but this isn't high school. So I've been, and Coach Sky's been trying to challenge me to speak up in practice, be more of that leader type, and I've been trying to take on that challenge.
It's not always easy, right?
No.
It's not always easy.
No.
Now that conference season's coming a little bit closer, and that grind is really going to start pushing forward. What do you see in this team that makes you feel like, hey, we're going to make a push here?
I see the work we put in every day in practice. It's amazing. I just know we're going to go far, and we're going to do big things. And we're going to shock a lot of people in this conference because they didn't think we could do that.
And we'll end on that one. It's a perfect segue. What is that feeling like when you get those preseason projections and it's like, hey, we expect them to finish last? Is that fire, like, okay, we got to prove some people wrong?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely a fire. It's definitely the prove them wrong. And I've always grew up that type of kind of kid because I'm short. So I've never even, people would tell me, oh, she's not making it D1 because she's too small. So it's always been prove them wrong, at least for me, and I know for my teammates as well. So we're going to go out there and prove some people wrong.
Well, let's go prove them wrong. Thank you, Juliana, for hopping on the Redhawk Report, and we're excited to see WAC play.
Thank you.